I didn't expect y'all to be here so early, and I brought a cracker that I'm about to eat muted. But hello, don't worry. I also did not have time to reread. So I'm just gonna answer random anime questions. I really wanted to reread everything because I got a couple volumes since the last time that I read it. And I was like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I've been on a Tears of the Kingdom chokehold. Like, that's all I do on my free time. So I'm not caught up. But I'm gonna mute myself for a second while I eat a cracker because let me tell you, my son, he be knowing when I'm doing stuff, and he did not want to go to sleep. He was falling asleep. And then he would just be like, eyes wide open. Oh, you about to stream, Mom? Not on my watch. So I didn't get to eat my snack, but you guys are just gonna have to like silently watch me eat this. Imagine like that wasn't muted and y'all just like got this like ASMR of me chewing. That would be terrible. Oh, but I'm gonna tell y'all the tea anyway, even though I'm not caught up to the best of my memories. I also want you guys to know that this is a huge drink. But I was like, I need it to last me all of the stream so I don't have to go upstairs. And Ari got me this for my birthday. I think it's like supposed to hold like a bottle of wine. I don't know, maybe like a tiny one. But this is just cranberry, tequila, salt, and lime. And it's good. I'm gonna have to slow down. You gotta finish Breath of the Wild. It is so. It's not necessary to play Tears of the Kingdom, but Breath of the Wild is just amazing. I beat it in 20. I think 2019. Yeah, I beat it in 2019. And I was still playing it up until Tears of the Kingdom was released. Like, it just has so much playability that is there. But I'm gonna like flash you guys my ass. It looks good though. But let me grab this. Hold on, how can I do this without knocking everything over? Okay. We got it. Yeah, I'm a hot mess. How do people be doing this every day, multiple times a day? I said I was gonna flash out my ass and I realized I didn't turn around. Whatever. Hold on, what's happening? Okay, here we are. We're in business. So, yeah, I wanted to talk about something's wrong with us, but I'm going to give us some time to read. I'm going to give myself some time to reread because now I'm out here doing too much. Do I have the word? I don't know. Anyways, so I'll be honest. I first read it on the interwebs. So I read it. I think I was like, let me just check this out. And the first night that I read it, instantly binged it. Like, girl, I was up late and I read everything. And I didn't think that I was going to, I had been avoiding it for the longest because let me tell y'all, my secondhand embarrassment, the way I hate drama, the way I hate conflict, I did not think, every time I read the premise of this story, I did not think that I could get into it. But lo and behold, I think that's the saying, lo and behold, I was able to get into it. So I'm going to just give y'all a little rundown on what it is about if you're unfamiliar. And then, like I said, I'm going to read it. And I think for my next stream, I'll be prepared because I want to have like questions and stuff to talk about. And this gives everybody a chance. There is also, I feel like I have a hair somewhere. Anyways, there is also a Japanese live action. Because, you know, like, with a lot of these stories, like, they're adapted in other countries and other Asian countries. I'm pretty sure, like, 100% certain there's a Japanese adaptation live action. And then I don't know if there is a Korean one, maybe, but we'll see. So I put salt on the rim of this drink. Like, this ain't even a margarita, but one thing about me is I love salt, and it's a problem. So something's wrong with us. Chapter 1. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna read it like that. But I'm telling you, I bought this and I haven't even, like, I lent it to a friend, but I myself haven't. Ooh, look at these colored pages. Can y'all see that? Hold on, I'm looking at myself at the YouTube and I forgot that that is delayed. Okay, yeah. So these colored pages are, I'm a sucker for some colored pages. Like, look at that. Like, that just is so sexy. This series is a problem. I want to see. Oh no, this one. I hate when, like, you don't get the same. The second one doesn't have it. No. Come on. Oh, now I'm dropping it. Like, why not? I'm not going to get up again. And it's funny because I think I have 1 through 10. And then I missed a couple volumes. And then I was like, oh my God, I forgot, like, to keep ordering them. So I have, like, volume 14 or 15 pre-ordered. And they'll be coming soon. But anyways, something's wrong with us. Here is the synopsis before I move into the anime tags. So this story is about this girl. This is so hard to do while I'm like not looking at it. This girl right here, her name is Nao, and she, in her adult life, has become like a Japanese sweets maker. And she's, like, so good. Like, she is amazing. She is, like, at a world-class confectionery program. And while she's there, she meets this guy who immediately she recognizes. His name is Sabaki. And when they were younger, her mom was a, like, confectionery artist and worked for his family. His family is, like, super rich. They have, like, a sweets company. And then, you know, they're like childhood friends, whatever, while her mom is like working and living at this house. His dad is killed, and he framed the mom, like he framed her mom for murder. But I say like framed because he was like 10, and they were like, who killed this man? And he was like, she did. But like, he was a little kid. So already you could see, like, I feel some type of way with this. So that happens in the past. She's absolutely brokenhearted. Her mom gets sent to jail, and then unfortunately her mom dies in jail. So in the future, when they're meeting, she's 21. I'm assuming he's like 21 too, and he's like really spoiled. He's really like an asshole. And then at this confectionery competition that they like re-see each other again, she remembers him, but he doesn't remember her. And he's kind of like in this situation where I guess he gotta marry somebody. You know, they always gotta marry somebody. Like, they like, oh, we're gonna arrange marriage you to somebody. So he's supposed to be like arranged marriage to somebody. He's like such an asshole. He's like, you know what? Like, come home with me. I'm gonna say that you're my bride. And like, that's it. Like, I'm not gonna marry the other person. I'm just gonna tell them that I'm marrying you. So she goes back home, and it kind of like goes back to his home and like agrees to be his fiance. But she knows that it's him, the childhood friend that framed her mom for murder. So as the like story goes on, of course, immediately, like, there's not gonna be no Josie Smut if like they don't hook up. So immediately, like, they hook up, and she's like, oh my God, like, I'm hooking up with the guy who killed my mom. Girl, you knew what you was doing. But I digress. It's really hot. But they like are like, oh, like, we know we don't like each other. And he's kind of like suspicious of her. And his stepmom, I believe it's his stepmom, or maybe his real mom, they're suspicious of her. So the whole story is like them falling in love. They not what a story. I'm telling y'all, this story is so crazy. And it's so out of my range because, like, I'm telling y'all, stuff like conflict it makes me like die inside. Like, I get so embarrassed. I'm just like, ugh. So yeah, so the story kind of follows that, and they start actually like following for each other. But there's like another guy. I think this is him. Let me show the back. There's this other guy that works at the house, and he kind of like looking out for her, and it goes from there. So I'm trying to remember. I'm gonna just put that away before I drop it. I'm trying to remember where I had left off when I was reading it. Because here's my thing too. Like, I just be buying. And I don't remember where it was. But I think I left off at a good part. But I want to reread everything because I'll be rereading everything in the official translation. And I believe the scanlations, I think they're up to like chapter 66 or 65. So I'm going to catch up with everything that I have and then catch up on those scanlations. And then I will redo this live talking about that because I can't be suffering alone. Like, I just, the title makes sense. It does, because how you going to be under the belief that this person killed or is responsible for your mom going to jail, and then you're like, you know what, I'm gonna pretend to be your fiance so I could take you down from the inside out. Like, I mean, I guess in theory that is a good idea, but like, you like slept with him right away. Like, I feel like that wasn't as well thought out as you thought it was. Like, I think she really, like, in the beginning, she's like, yo, I'm doing something. Like, they never gonna see this coming. And then immediately, like, every single body is suspicious of her. Like, they're like, who the hell's coming up in this house? Who the hell is trying to make their way into this family? So, I don't know what she thought she was doing, but it wasn't that. But it's real good. I haven't checked out the live action because I barely watch anything live action. And there are some, like, I know, like, J-dramas and K-dramas that are really good. I tried one K-drama. It's the one that everybody knows that was mad popular on Netflix. Fall Into You, Crash Into You. When I learned them episodes are over an hour long, I was like, oh no. No, this is terrible. You've come back. Listen, let me. I wish I could. Next time, I'm gonna have to figure out how to do like the trailer for the to play it, because even the trailer for the live action, you're just like, yo, this even the trailer for the live action looks crazy. Yeah, I feel like me and Key we were having this conversation earlier in our group chat. Like my attention span for certain things can be good or bad, but when I decided to like check out this K-drama, I had no idea. Not only was it an hour, but like mad different events were happening in that hour. I feel like if it was maybe contained to like a certain thing, but it was like in this one episode of Crash Into You, like she crashed into him. They were like in the North Korea when they shouldn't have been. There was like almost a mine moment. She had dinner with her family. Like all of this, like I was looking at the like timer on Netflix, and I was like, yo, this is who got this time? I do not. Yes, I am going to discuss the manga in a future live. And I don't know. Hold on. Let me get up for real. And for real, I'm going to turn around. See, I see my beautiful behind. I like should have pulled these down before I started, so I could see what chapter is the last volume that I have. Okay. This is turning into a not safe for work. But you know what it is? I'm wearing these Victoria's Secret leggings, and they be making your ass look fantastic. Like, I don't care. They look so good. Okay. Well, I opened this. I don't think this is a spoiler. But immediately, it's like this hot tub scene. Let me stop. Kodan Sugar about to pull my stream down. I'm trying to figure out what chapter. Oh my god. I hate when they... let's see. Maybe the front. Maybe I should have looked at the index. Okay, so I have up to volume 10 and it ends at chapter 49. But like I said, online it's up to 65. So I'm going to try to read up to 65 because the girlies need to know. But maybe I'll schedule that live for next month because I'll be honest, I'm not going to get out of this Tears of the Kingdom chokehold like when I thought I was. Like I thought I was going to be in it. Not that I thought I was going to beat it, but my time is extremely limited. So I literally like play in like 30-minute increments and I just do the best that I can. And then my son, he be thinking like 5 a.m. is wake up time. So by like 9, I'm exhausted. I'm like, all right, time to go to bed. Because I know he's about to wake up at 1 to eat. But yes, we all going to be caught up. If you need the link to read it, wink, wink, DM me on Discord. I will gladly, because I understand, like, we all can't be out here buying manga that you're not sure about. I don't promote it, but, it is what it is. But let me see. I was going to look into some, like, anime tag questions that I wanted to answer. I always go on Pinterest and, like, my Pinterest now, because I just started saving, like, favorite, moments from like webtoons. So if I scroll on my Pinterest, literally it's all like bob haircuts, because when I was getting my bob, it's like food and then BL, specifically semantic error and dangerous drugstore. Oh, and what's this? Like a dress, like graduation stuff. Like clearly I don't really be on Pinterest except to do the most. So anyways, that's where I was trying to find anime tag questions, but I haven't seen any. Okay, let's see this. This looks promising because this is like the little thumbnail. Okay, girl, focus. Get out of here. My ring light is out here. And as always, like this, I'm saying as always, like, this ain't my second time streaming, but feel free to answer the questions as well in the chat. So we could be talking about this. So the question is, what is your number one favorite anime? Now, this is a hard question because I feel like depending on people or like your mood, your season of your life, it's definitely going to change and the position's going to change. So you can take this question, however, like if your number one anime this year, your number one favorite anime the last 5 years of all time, I am going to answer it in the all time. I can't even, the chat on my OBS is so tiny and I already know that you wrote Fire Force. Like, I already know that Fire Force. I see your icon. I know that there's Fire Force. But your number one, anime, for me, I'm going to do of all time. And it is going to be, listen, it's not going to be a shocker to anybody. And I haven't read the manga yet, but why should I read it? It's like bar for bar. But Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I do plan on reading the manga, because I bought it, because I love it. But this is my number one. I would say I got into Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood like late. Like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, I believe, came out in 2011. I did not watch it until 2019. I was doing a lot in 2019, to be honest. But I'm a woo-woo girl. So I'm a firm believer of like, you get messages and you get things when you are supposed to receive them. Like I have a bunch of manga here that I have not read either because the anime's not done airing or because it just isn't, it isn't time yet. But I know, like, when I pick up Beastars and it's time for me to read Beastars, there's going to be a message in here that was not available to me today. But if I read it 6 months from now, actually, I think news came out that the final season's coming out soon. But anyways, by the time I read this, there's going to be a message in here that is ready for me to receive when that happens. And that's how I felt with Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Had I watched this in college when it came out, I would have loved it. I would have enjoyed it. But I definitely do not think it would have hit me the same as it did when I watched it in 2019. 2019 was such a transformative year for me. I was going through like the most at like this really this job that I loved, but I love the job, but I have like a very terrible, like abusive supervisor, which was crazy because I worked for a domestic violence sexual assault crisis center, and we were supposed to be like educating the community on abuse, and she was mad abusive, but whatever. But when I read Full Metal Alchemist, when I watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood while all that was going out, and it just was like the themes were hitting. It was emotional. I mean, everything. Why'd I say that? Like, everything doesn't make me cry and get me emotional. But it really was amazing. I read the manga before I watched the anime. That really... Well, y'all already know. I'm not going to tell y'all. You already know that I don't do that. I binged the anime in the beginning of the pandemic. Was it the first time that you watched it? But you already had read the manga. So that's like that must be a different experience. But sometimes seeing things animated versus reading it definitely like hits different. Anybody else in their favorite anime of all time, whatever your all-time moment is, before I go on to the next... Not my phone locking up. I should send this to my computer. Not this next question. Has an anime ever made you cry? Girl, do you know me? And obviously, these questions don't know me, but everything makes me cry. I'm such a crybaby. I cry all the time. Gintama. I knew it was Gintama. I've been wanting to check out Gintama. I don't have it in me right now. It's not my season. Anime, manga and anime are just different. They're completely different experiences. And there's some anime that I'm like, okay, I don't need to check out the manga. I usually do because I feel like I get more out of reading the manga, even if it's different. But I'm such a manga girly. Like, I love... If it's unusual if I read the manga that I'll watch the anime later. Because sometimes I'm like, I don't need you to do anything to this masterpiece. Fairy Tail. You know what? I had a friend. I don't have it down here with me. I have a friend who loves Fairy Tail, and she did like a little drawing, and I was one of the characters, but I don't know who the character is, but she said it was one of the little familiar guys. Yuki Zahiro made me bawl. Never finished season 2. Listen, I'm not familiar, but me crying, there's things... That reminds me of Golden Time. I was talking about Golden Time last time. That it made me feel so many things that I dropped it for like 5 or 6 months. I think maybe I dropped it for like a year because I couldn't continue on. But like I said, every anime makes me cry. But I'm trying to think of the anime where I was like losing my mind crying. I think the first time I saw Your Name... Have you ever cried reading a manga? Absolutely. There is XXX Holic, which is my favorite manga series. I have read that manga 10 plus times over and over. And when I tell you I'll be bawling like it's the first time that I've seen it or read it, it just... I'm very in tune with my emotions, so I cry very easily. And even if I know what's coming, like I'll still cry. Fruits Basket, the manga... Has anybody not seen Fruits Basket or unaware of the story before I say this next part? Speak now or forever hold your truth. I'll give you a second. Let me mute myself while I wait for you guys to tell me if you haven't seen Fruits Basket before I say the part that ruins my life. And I'm gonna eat another cracker. Kendra, I will not do this to you because there's something about the scene that makes me cry that it's like I can't do that to you. Absolutely not. I won't talk about it, but just know that I bawl like a baby. Anything like I'm telling you, I'm just cry all the time. But anime, let me make it a mess. Anime specifically, Your Name, the first time I saw it, I was like, you would have thought somebody died. Then I saw it in theaters after that, and you would have thought somebody died. Like, I was just bawling. Attack on Titan, I have cried more times than I can count. Like, even though it's bad, it's just like, I binged Attack on Titan, and that probably wasn't the best idea ever when I did that, but it really hit me in the feels. I'm trying to think of an anime that you wouldn't think that. Oh, so the anime that you wouldn't think makes you cry, that makes me cry, is called, what is it called? Run with the Wind. And it's like a running anime, and I'm not like, I should say, like, I'm like, oh, I'm not into sports anime, but actually I really like a lot of the sports animes that I've seen. But Run with the Wind is like, if you are unfamiliar, I believe it's a seinen, um, or a josei, but it's about these college, like a group of college guys that are the one of them, the main, like the second lead, like his goal is to do this famous run in Japan. It's actually like a really famous thing that happens every new year where you run from like one city to another city. And he's been having this goal his whole college career, but he hasn't been able to make it happen. And then one day he's like at a convenience store and he sees this guy running out of the store because he was caught stealing. And he's like amazed that this guy is like running. And it is like, it's not a BL. Like they do not, it's not like a Yuri on Ice where they don't call it a BL, but you know Yuri on Ice is a BL. Run with the Wind is not a BL, but the author does do like BL doujinshi, so I know there's BL intentions in there. Like there's mad hints subtly. But anyways, so it's about basically like this ragtag group of guys who become a track team and make it work and run this race in New Year's. And it just like it there's this one scene that gets me every time. There's this character named Prince, and Prince is like, because they all live in this house together, and everybody's like, okay, we're gonna come together and like become this track team to do it all for this guy, because this is like his college dream and his last year. It's the only chance he gets. So Prince is like this really skinny, he reads manga. Like the joke in the anime is that like his room is about to cave in because he just has manga everywhere. And in order for them to qualify for the big race, everybody on the team has to beat a certain time. And nobody thought that he was going to do it because he can't run. So spoiler alert, on one of the races, he does it. And he like, this make me cry. He writes like that he can do it on his arm. And he runs the track. He's the last one there. But he makes it. And then everybody is like, the guy who they're all doing this for, he like, they do this pan where you see his lip quivering, and I lost it. I was fucking bawling because I'm like, Prince is all of us, especially me with running. Kids on the Slope. I heard Kids on the Slope is really, really good. And I wanted to watch it, but I can't find it anywhere like legally. I think it was on Crunchyroll, but it's not on Crunchyroll anymore. Darling in the Franxx. I started Darling, and it got weird. It got weird, and I haven't gone back to it. But it was cool, but it was weird. And I'm weird, so I'm okay with weird, but it was a little crazy. Todoroki and Momo, like, they are so, I have cried So many times in My Hero, I don't care what people say, like, about My Hero. I will fight. I will go to war for My Hero. I cried, especially these last season, a couple seasons. I've cried every single episode. My Hero is in the top, and I'm gonna need people to stop playing on My Hero's name. I also ship Todoroki and Momo. Todoroki's right here, actually. I forgot why I have him not in the figurine. I think I'm missing his stand. I don't know what happened, but he's here. Do they have a Momo figure? Maybe I should get a Momo figure. But yeah, listen, if it's anime, I'm gonna cry in it. Yes, achieving goals, and just like you just feel it. You feel you feel like you're achieving their goal with them. I'm about to start crying again. I can't. Okay. Which anime made you laugh the hardest? This is a good question because I recently was watching something that was really hilarious. Oh my God. Kendra, that scene, I was bawling my eyes out. I can't. Gintama. I knew you were going to say Gintama. I heard Gintama's really funny. All the like clips I've seen of it is hilarious. I'm trying to think, what did I watch recently that made me laugh really hard? Because I feel like it's a lot of, like, it was very unexpected. The hell's this noise? Okay. High Rise Invasion, because the fan service was so dumb and had me cracking up. That looks scary, and I was not going to check that out. The Double Psyche K. Psyche made me screech. Life Lessons. I've heard Lessons is really good. I think I've seen like the first episode. Mashley. Haven't checked that out yet. I'm trying to think of what was the last thing I saw that had me cracking up. I'm trying to. So there is actually this short series on Crunchyroll. Each episode is like 2 minutes long, and it is called. What is it called? The Life of a High School Fudanshi, and it's this guy who's obsessed with BL, but he be seeing like BL in situations that are not BL, and each episode is like 3 minutes, but it is hilarious, and he be shipping his best friend with like another classmate, and they're like, this is not like, we're not together, but it's really funny. I love little short things like that too. Love is War is so... What I'm telling you, that anime is so funny because it's funny in a way. I went into it when I saw the first season, like, not understanding, like, what it was in terms of... I feel like it's a parody of, like, romance, anime, and manga, but they also... Like, with the whole narrator, like, the trope is just so funny. And I feel like a lot of people sleep on Love is War. I say that, like, what are the fans? They're like, we're not sleeping on it, but it's really good. Let's see. Hold on, I lost my questions, y'all. Where did they go? Oh, it had opened in another app. Okay, there we go. If you could make a spin-off to any anime, what would it be? This is a good question. Ooh. I'm trying to think of an anime that was not, like, completed in the manga. In the sense of, like, there's more in the manga. Because I'm like, that doesn't really count as a spin-off. One I would say is a Lovely Complex. If y'all know I talk about Lovely Complex every single day. I love Lovely Complex. I'm Risa. Risa's me. We're the same person. But I would love to make a spin-off of them, like, college age, because the manga really follows them from the beginning of high school to the end of high school to graduation. And I need to see them in college. Like, I need to see my girl Risa, like, really put her foot down and be assertive and, like, not be as puppy love over Otani. I need Otani to be worshiping the ground that Risa walks on. And I think the last thing in the manga, like, that they had, like, she was doing modeling and stuff. Like, I need her to be doing her modeling career. I need him to be getting jealous that she's out here meeting these models with her tall, fine self. Like, I would love to see that happen. I'm trying to think of what else, but a lot of stuff like animes that I'm watching, like, they're still on currently going, so I can't give it a spin-off because I don't know what the rest of the animators or like the mangaka, like, what's the rest of the story. I'm trying to see if y'all got any spin-off ideas. You know, let's talk about a spin-off I didn't watch that I was not gonna watch. Inuyasha, Yashahime. Excuse me. I said I found out who Rin's baby daddy was, and I said y'all could have kept that. Y'all could have kept that. Immediately no. Immediately go to jail. Do not collect $200. I'm not watching that. And I didn't watch it. And I was very sad. I think like a couple days ago, I like had been reminded, I think on Instagram when the news was dropping that there was going to be a spin-off anime. Even though I didn't finish the Inuyasha anime. I know what happens, but I didn't finish it. And this spin-off, baby, y'all could have kept this in the vault. We didn't need this information. No. I also, you know what I will say too, is like, and this is gonna sound messed up, but I hate when shows, and this happens in other shows too, like the main cast, the characters, they have kids, and then the show is about, then the next iteration about their kids. I don't give a fuck about these kids. That's not who I got invested into this story with. I actually, to be honest, I really do not like a lot of stories with kids. Like, that is not like family. No. Unless the kids are the stars from the beginning, but I don't like Spy Family. I'll die on this hill. I cannot get into Spy Family because I'm not, like, the show's really about Anya, and she, not like she's annoying or anything like that, but was not for me. Buddy Daddies was okay because I felt like I need to finish it, but like, it really wasn't about the little girl. Like, she had comedic moments, but she wasn't the star like the dads were. I just ignore it. Listen, that's what I did. I pretended it did not, protected it did not exist. I do not see. No. Says that's too hard. Some of these questions. Let's see. What's your favorite drama anime? Ooh, I love drama. No, I don't. I lied. You guys, I told you guys I can't stand conflict. But there is an anime. I'm about to accidentally kick my camera over. Let me get it together. There is this anime, I believe it was spring 2021 or summer. I'm trying to remember what my hair was. Because that's going to tell me when I was watching it. Because I did a video about it. I believe it was summer 2020. And it is called Sing Only Yesterday. And I believe it's a seinen, but it was like a slice of life. But I will consider it a drama because there definitely was drama. And some awkward moments that I had to like get it together. But I really like that anime because it was very realistic. Like, it's about this guy who has graduated college. He's kind of like working part-time at a convenience store, feeling kind of stuck. Like, he graduated, but he didn't know like what direction he wants to do. And what does he do? He likes photography, but he's kind of like not really, like, I don't know, like, he's just kind of like floating, coasting on by. And he has like unresolved feelings for this girl that he had a crush on in college, and he meets this like younger girl who is younger, but she's still like an adult. And yeah, it's kind of like him kind of figuring out, and then him trying to make a relationship with the college ex, even though they didn't go out in college. But the girl who is his college love interest was in love with somebody when she was in high school, and he passed away. So it's kind of like about these four characters and the different relationships, but it is really, really good, and it's really realistic to like relationships in real life. And I related mostly to the main character, kind of just like, nah, he don't know what he was doing figuring out his life. Kids on the Slope. So I'm gonna get the DVD. Do I have a DVD player? No. But I'm gonna have to find a way to watch Kids on the Slope, because everything that I've heard about Kids on the Slope is right up my alley. And I need to get there. Vinland Saga, I've heard that is really good. It's hard to escape it on social media, although I don't really know what it's about. When I'm telling you, when I'm not paying attention to something, I'm not paying attention at all. Oh, Rob, hey, welcome. I don't know how long you've been here. You've been pushing the Vinland Saga agenda. Like, if I see stuff about Vinland Saga on my timeline, it's you. You're the one who's pushed it out. Odd Taxi. I feel like people have been trying to get me to watch Odd Taxi. Is that a drama? I thought it was like a comedy. That lets you know that I don't be knowing what people be watching. I've drank like more than half of this. And my stream's like, well, I guess it's been about 45 minutes. That's not that bad. Let's see. I'm trying to like see these questions like that aren't your. Oh yeah, I did see that you were in Kansas. Shout out to your son's basketball tournament. Yeah, your kids are so sporty and active. They be doing it all. I'm trying to think of these. I'm looking through these questions. Okay. This is a good one because I feel like everybody has a different answer. How many anime episodes is ideal for you? Do you like long animes, multiple season animes, or do you like short animes? Dun, 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 dun. So no surprise to anybody, I love a 12 second yes, 12-second anime. I love a 12 episode anime. That is my jam. I feel like 12 episodes, when you see that episode count is 12 and you know they covered everything in the manga, well, that's a chef's kiss, because it's not too crazy. My heart isn't going to be in shambles for 20 plus episodes. 12 is just the perfect number for me. Unless it's not finished and they never make another season again. Cough, cough, our ride. 12 is a really good number. Not too much filler. You know, I feel like the good thing now with anime is there's not as much filler with newer seasons. I mean, newer shows. I don't think so. I don't know. I say that like I'm watching all the anime that comes out. No preference. I do get attached. Sometimes want things dragged out. I want the money grabs, the merch, all of it. Listen, I'm here for it too. Like, get the money. Like, you work hard and you make this series and this is your life's work. I want you to get paid. I want you to get your bag, because I'm going to buy it and I'm going to be there. I think I'm thinking like My Hero, but there's not that much filler, or like the filler is mixed into episodes. Like now they do a lot of like the episode has the like it'll be parts of it are filler, but you can't tell, like it's so seamless into the show. For like I rewatched Inuyasha the first couple seasons in 2020, and The filler episodes were so obvious. Like, it was just like one episode, they're like with Shishomaru, and then the next episode, Inuyasha's doing something that he would never do. And the thing is with filler episodes, I'm like, who wrote this filler? Why is Inuyasha having this like side story where he's being nice to someone without Kagome's involvement? Like, come on. They got a different writer for this filler. That used to be the problem with fillers. Like, I feel like it was written by like somebody who just, they wasn't even attached to the project. Depends on the mood. Could do a really long series. Space Brothers and then episodes. You know, I feel like there's some series they make sense for them to be long. I'm trying to think. Well, My Hero's really long too. I mean, now it's about to go into its 7th season, but it also depends. I will say it depends when you're watching it, because if you're watching a show as it's airing, you're not watching it, like, you're not binging it, so it doesn't feel like you're watching 60, 70 episodes. Whereas if you're watching a show from a couple years ago, like I started Bleach last year, there's 100, 200 plus episodes, but they're all out, so it just feels so, maybe it's like the thought of it just feels so overwhelming having so many. AOT, Demon Slayer, listen, AOT, I'm getting emotional. I can't go into the AOT. Demon Slayer, you know what's crazy? Demon Slayer, that first season was 24 episodes. And then, or 22. And then every season after that has been like 12 episodes. The Infinity arc, I don't count that, not the train, the Infinity Train. Like that was the movie that they split up into episodes, so I don't count that. Like each season after that has kind of been like 12 episodes, but some of them, you know, the story needs to be told, needs to be out here. I'm trying to see. Some of these questions, like, who wrote this? Let's see. I'm going to see if I can find another tag question. Are these the same questions? I'm going to need people to get creative with these questions. Okay, this looks interesting. Hold on. Okay, do you skip or listen to the opening ending songs? It depends. I'm going to tell you now, it depends. I would say depending what episode it is. Because if it's like, if it doesn't end on a cliffhanger, I am okay with listening to the opening and listening to the closing. And now, these new animes, they be trying to do the Marvel thing where there's an extra scene after the credits. When did y'all start doing that? Let me tell you how. So I love Given. No surprise there. And I have rewatched the Given anime from start to finish. I think I've watched it 3 times. However, I am obsessed with episode 9, which is the concert scene, Mafiu and Yue kiss, all that stuff. It wasn't until, and this concert scene, I rewatch it 2 to 3 times a month. To the point that when I pull up Given on Crunchyroll, it is usually at that episode because that's where I left off. So what I will also do is I will look to tell you guys how I'm not playing with y'all. Look at all the episodes. Look at episode 9. It is right at the mark. My phone looks so I'm so sorry, y'all. Look at that mark. It is right there at that concert scene. I'm telling y'all, I'm always watching this. I digress. So I'm always watching this. I always watch it up until the end. Why? Why did I not know that there was a scene after the credits? I have seen this more than 20 million freaking times. And it wasn't until like 2 months ago I realized there was a scene after the credits that's an important scene that makes me cry. And I'm just like, bro, they literally just started doing this. Listen to Mayday skip after the first 3 for everything else. Binging skip, weekly I watch. If it's a banger, I'll watch. Listen, I may skip and then go back to it depending on the cliffhanger. But you know what they also are doing now? Like, one thing I will say, anime is very like with the times, that if it is enough of a whatchamacallit, like cliffhanger, they are starting then the episode right away, and then like the song plays in the middle. Sometimes they'll do a cold, I know there's some episodes of Attack on Titan, because I think that's called the cold open, like when you just start the show with no theme song. And most animes, the first episode's a cold open, and then you get the theme song the second episode. But I knew it was gonna be some shit on Attack on Titan when I was binging it. When there were episodes with no, that they skipped the opening, I was like, oh no. But and a lot of the songs too, I will have them on my playlist. So I'm like, I don't really need to watch this, but it always is gonna depend on the song. And where are these questions? Like, how do you have 15 questions? Okay. Do you stop an anime midway or partway if you don't like it? Or I guess it turns into something that you do not like? My answer is yes. I am not going to waste my time. I'm not going to force myself to watch something. I'm too old. And I'm very young. I'm in my prime. But because I feel like, hold on. Are we here? Are we here? Because I'm really going to spill the tea with this. I know that there are a subgroup of people that force themselves to watch anime that they do not like. They do not like these animes, but they are forcing themselves to watch them to keep up with the conversations that are on the timeline. That's the real tea. I get it. I don't get it. I get it in the sense that do whatever you need to do to stay relevant, to stay in these conversations with people. Me, I am not forcing myself to watch something that I do not like. I am not forcing myself to watch a show, read a manga, listen to a musical artist to keep up with conversation. Absolutely not. My time is so precious. I will give a show an episode. If an episode I'm like, I don't know, I will give it 2-3 episodes. If by 3 episodes I'm not feeling it, it's getting dropped. I don't make a big deal out of it. I'm not going to go on the timeline and go into like a raging rant, but I'm not. I just can't. My time is already so limited as it is. Everything that I do, I'm so intentional with my time. So the fact that I can like imagine sitting through Chainsaw Man and not liking it. Imagine sitting through Hell's Paradise. You don't like it. Just so every week you could join part of the conversation that's happening on Twitter. You can make content about it. No, absolutely not. Please, no. But people are out here. People are deranged. But yeah, so the answer is no. I will not continue watching an anime if I don't like it. I will say there are animes that I do revisit. And I don't know if you guys have had this where you gave an anime or a manga like a chance and then you didn't like it, but you picked it up later or continued it later and ended up liking it. That happened to me, which is crazy to think about because now also, guys, I'm wearing a sweater that I embroidered with my logo on it because it's cold down here. I've never worn this sweater with my own face on it out. But what was I saying? This is what happens. Oh yeah, so a show that I gave another chance to, crazy to think about, but My Hero Academia. That first episode, I was like, what is this? I didn't understand All Might. I was like, is he supposed to be like making fun of Americans? Which, like, make fun of Americans, like, that's fine. But I did not my chair making weird. I'm sitting like on a lawn chair. But yeah, listen, I was not a fan of that first episode of My Hero Academia. And then I forgot what happened, but so my best friend was like, because I think I started My Hero right before season 3 was coming out. So my friend was like, listen, just like, it's not what you're thinking. Like, get through that first 2-3 episodes. Like, you're going to see that it's not what you're thinking at all. And then I'm glad that I revisited it like a couple weeks later, but I was not sold that first episode. I think because I wasn't understanding what the show was, and I was kind of like, I had like a completely different plot thought than what it really was. The hoodie is iconic, and I'd wear your face. You know what's so funny is I have, this is not anime related, but hold on, because it's right next to me. I'm not going to flash out this time. Give me a second. I can't bend down. Or maybe I can't. Hold on. I've been a content creator for so long that I have many iterations of my face on merch. And this is my second logo in a t-shirt. And I actually have a couple of these somewhere. If anybody wants one, I will be happy to send it to you one day. But I have magnets too that I made. My friends still wear these old iteration shirts, so they live. My face just be places, and it's so funny because somebody will like post there's this friend that I have that I guess they took impromptu family pictures, and in the family pictures he wore my shirt, and I don't know if no one told him. Hold on, he doesn't have that many pictures on Facebook, so I guess it was really impromptu. Somebody must have not told him that he was they were taking pictures that day, but there he is wearing the exact same shirt that I have in my lap, like icon living. But yeah, so back to anime. I need to keep this chat in a different spot so I can watch myself and do this. But yeah, My Hero was that one for me. I do revisit anime. Everything is timing, mood. Yes. Sometimes the timing, that alignment is not. You know what's funny? That kind of happened to me, believe it or not, too, with Given, where I wasn't like I saw the first 2-3 episodes. I was at a friend's house, and me and her watch anime together all the time, and it's fine. But this time there was a third party, and it just like the vibes were not. The third party's cool, but me and my friend Tati, Key, you've met her at my birthday party. We have such like an intimate vibe when we watch anime together, and the third party being there kind of like disrupted that. So watching Given the first like time with the three of us together, it didn't really like hit. And then it took me like a week or two. I came home, and then I was like, you know what? Let me finish the show because I thought it was like interesting, and then absolutely fell in love with it. But I had to give it some time because my first vibes was like not in a setting where I usually would be like, okay, I'm continuing this, but I feel it. Albums, I don't know if I have revisited albums because I feel like if I listen to it the first time and it doesn't vibe with me, I like forget about it and I don't think to listen to it again. And I've also recognized, and I wish, this is also something that I wish people in the anime community would get it together and know, that not everything is for you, is not going to be for you. It is not going to align with who you are. And if it's something that's popular, you know, one thing that I've realized, whether it's not specific to anime, but because we're in the anime community, I feel like I can speak to this about the anime community as an example, is that shows will be popping. The timeline is always talking about these shows, and people will not align to the show and immediately say they do not like it or they hated it. And sometimes it's like, it's true. I do think you can like not like something or you cannot hate it. But I think a lot of times it's like people are either just want to go against the grain or what's popular, or just like do not want to admit that it's just doesn't align with them. And a lot of people see not liking, like if you don't like something that's mainstream, there's two parties. There's the people that do not like it because they do not want to like something that is popular. And then other people who don't like something that's popular feel like it is a failing that, wow, this is blowing up and this is so popping. Like, what's wrong with me that I can't enjoy something? And they have to like have a reason not to like it. When really it just could be that it does not align with you, not align with the moment in your life. Like there is this album, and forgive me because I have tried. I have listened to this album multiple years, and I realized this album, I'm going to say this album, and y'all going to be like, girl, of course this album was, like, why'd you think this album was for you? Because of the album. But the album by Solange, A Seat at the Table, I am in love with the song Cranes in the Sky. Like, I have such an emotional attachment to that song. I feel that song on a spiritual level. The rest of the album just was not for me. I could not align. I did not like, none of the other songs have like, I've never been able to connect to that. And I realized like, that's okay. And I wish more people recognize that. Like, it is okay if you do not align with something, if something is not your vibe, if something is just not for you. Like, everything's not for everybody. And that's the real tea. Everything is not for you, and it does not make you like, I don't know, I think this is a failing of like social media where like if you're not in the conversation, if you are not having the, you know, you're not contributing to the conversation that everybody else is having, whether it's positive or negative, you feel like you're missing out, and then you feel like it is something wrong with you. Like, you know, this is another tangent. I was going to go off on Twitter about it, but you ever notice this will happen like every 2-3 weeks. There'll be some graphic that goes viral and it's like 1 point for every anime that you've watched. And it is all these mainstream animes, maybe like 2 shoujos, maybe like Sailor Moon, maybe if you're lucky, Kimi ni Todoroki, which I did not watch. It's not for me. And then the rest is like Bleach, One Piece, Inuyasha, Naruto, and everything that's been popular, AOT, Demon Slayer. And every time that those go viral, there'll be like 50 anime on the list. I will have 13. I will have 10 because a lot of the big popular anime names, like, I just have not watched. They are not for me. It's okay. And I feel like, one, I feel like people be lying when they be filling those out, just saying. But 2, that is such a small percentage of anime. If you base like what somebody you know, if they've watched all the popular whatever was on Toonami, like if you're judging their anime knowledge based on that, like compared to like the stuff. I know we were talking about this on your stream, Key, where you were saying like you'll just watch some random anime like nobody's ever heard of. There's so many of my favorite animes that I have never seen on one of those lists. Pre-tier, Princess Tutu, Wedding Peach, XXX Holic, Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles. Like, come on. Come on. Those anime barely scratch the surface. But again, we fall into this social media. We gotta keep up and like what everybody else is liking and talk about what everybody else is talking about. And it's just like, girl, you keep it. Keep it. I feel like I'm swallowing so loud. But that was a tangent. I'm good for a tangent, as y'all know. But I think I'm going to write or maybe do a video essay on those lists because I think I've started saving them because it's like, you not an anime fan if you don't got at least 20, 30 points. And I'm like, girl, I got 5. No, I didn't watch this, but I've also seen this and this and this. And you can't account for that. Let's see. Let me get back. Not my cat. Y'all know Suki. She is outside of the door. I'm in the basement, so there's steps, and then the door is right at the step. And she is in there meowing and scratching at the door. But she be coming down here and she be scratching on the carpet. Like, ma'am, get it together. Let's see. Okay, hold on. There's another 50 anime questions. I wonder if you guys could hear her meowing. She's out here. Let's see. Okay, hold on. It's coming. The website is Sleeping Geeks, and I'm sleeping because it's taking so long to load. No, I'm dying. Hold on. I'm back. I choked on some salt that had been there. Okay. Okay, this has some good questions. No. Why would yo? Why these questions? So it's 50 anime questions. I'm scrolling. 25 questions are about anime, and really it's less than that because I'm looking at these and some of these aren't anime related. And then the other 25 are like, it says about me questions. Excuse me. This says 50 anime questions. About me questions are not related to anime. But let's see. Okay, what anime character is most similar to you based on personality? Key, Princess Habana. That is you. I'm trying to think of who else. I know I'm supposed to be answering this about myself, but I want to answer this about you guys. Rob, I don't know if Rob is still here, but I think of him. What's his this is sad, but I don't mean it in a sad way. You know the dad in Full Metal Alchemist, General Hayes, I think it's Hayes, where he's like obsessed with his daughter and his wife. Like, that's Rob, like the ultimate dad. That's him. For me, I would say teenage Lisa, absolutely. Risa from Lovely Complex. That was me. See, Key, me and you, we be right here. We be right here. Because such a great dad. But yeah, teenage Lisa, definitely Risa from Lovely Complex. Adult Lisa to an extent, but not 100%. I would say Narumi from Wotakoi, Love is Hard for Otaku, because she is like her interests. Although when I initially watched Love is Hard for Otaku and then read the manga, I was not into boys love. And then I did become into boys love, and that's like one of her like characteristics. But she was like ashamed of being like an otaku, and that is not me. I've never once in my life ever been ashamed of liking anime. Like, girl, bye. But I feel like, oh, and how she was like, maybe we're not as similar as I thought we were initially were, because two, how she was like kind of like ignoring Hirotaka. Like, girl, that's your boo, that's your love. I'm trying to think. I look around because I have like my favorite series and stuff that I own. And I'm trying to see if there's another character that I align with. Who I wish, I like people would be like, oh my god, girl, I think of this character and I think of you. This is so out there because we have nothing in common. But Mikasa from AOT, like, she's right here actually. Shout out to Key. Got my boo right here. But like, if I would be compared to somebody, Mikasa is that girl. She's not the one. She's top 2 when she's not number 2, because she's just like so badass. I love her. Rob, yes, there you are. We said you're Maze from Full Metal Alchemist, Dad of the Year. Winry, I can never say Winry. I actually love her. I mean, who doesn't? She's amazing. Thank you. I absolutely, that's such a compliment. She is the boss. I also have a Winry cosplay that I've never done. I have the wig. I mean, the other items, who doesn't own like a black bra and a bandana? But like, I have so many. Actually, when I started cosplaying, I went on this crazy binge and bought so many wigs. And I have so many wigs for so many cosplays that I have yet to do. And I want to. I need to stop letting my body image get to me. But I will cosplay Winry one day. But I appreciate that. I'm trying to think of Toby and Toyin. I think who logged off? Was it Toby? Yes, Toby is streaming Zelda. I'm trying to think of who you guys remind me of in terms of anime characters. Let's see. Well, Toby being in med school, I'm trying to think of who that would remind me of. I don't know any anime characters in med school. But you know who, in terms of like managing everything, that is like, they're doing a lot. They're in a lot of they're doing a lot, is the character from Skip and Loafer, the main character. I forgot her name. Yuara. It's been a couple weeks since I caught up because I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom. But she does like 30 and 50 million activities. Like, she is so determined in her goals to be like in the Japanese government. Like, that's Toby for me. Like, she out here in med school, still have time running the blog, doing the podcast, streaming Breath of the Wild, exercising, eating right. They interviewed this girl for the school like 30 times already. Like, how you doing all this your first year of med school? They say like your first year of those like programs are always the hardest. And the fact that she's still doing all this, like, she's definitely that character from Skip and Loafer. It's such a good. Thanks. I need to cosplay more. I need to get back to it. I'm due for a rewatch. I started rewatching Full Metal Alchemist last year, and then I forgot. I stopped, and I didn't remember what was the last episode that I saw because, you know, like when you watch it, you already have it like cemented in your memory. But, it was around the time where they switched. Everything was like, everything's on Crunchyroll now. The Funimation Crunchyroll merger, and they were gonna stop using VRV. And I was using VRV, so I was like, all right, like I will just do everything on Crunchyroll. But my last episode saved was on VRV, and I cannot for the life of me remember where I left off. And the thing about me, and this is why I don't rewatch a lot of animes, is I have a really, really good memory. Like, I can remember a tweet that I tweeted like 5 years ago. I can remember with certain things, not everything. But with certain things, I can remember things to a T. And when I watch anime, if I really like the show, I really remember everything. So I'm like, I don't need to rewatch this because I remember it. But Full Metal Alchemist, I definitely want to do another rewatch because I feel it in my bones. It's time. But that made me think of, this is not a question on the tags, but there is, I told you guys already, Given is my one anime where I have that concert scene that I will rewatch it every month 2 or 3 times. I also have another scene. This one is from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood that I will rewatch once or twice a month. And hold on. Let's see if Crunchyroll got it for me. They did not let me down with Given because that's how many times. Is it still? Yes, because you know what it was? It used to be on Netflix, and that's where I used to rewatch it, and then they took it off Netflix. Yes, actually, so you can kind of see it on here where it's these 3 episode stretches at the bottom, 62, 63, and 60. I really need to, I've been doing the most, showing you on my 30 screen. This ring light brings out every imperfection. So this episode, these tracks here, I will rewatch this once or twice a month. Like, I'll randomly in bed and be like, you know what I need to see? That scene from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Now, I don't think this is a spoiler because I think everybody here has seen it. If you haven't, I am so sorry, but I'm going to spoil this part. But in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, at the end, this part always gets me, is when it's the final battle. Ed has been like attached to that one thing. He's kind of been like impaled. His working arm is impaled. His prosthetic arm is broken. And Al realizes the severity of the situation, and in like a split second, he's like, I know what I need to do, and taps, was it May? Is that her name? May? I think it's her name. Oh my God, why can't I remember people's names? These are like my favorite shows and I'm terrible at it. Not the anime starting to play. But yes, I do think it's May. And he taps her in and he's like, you know what we need to do? Like, she's like, no, I don't want to do this. But he sacrifices. He gives up his arm in exchange. Not his arm. He gives up his attachment to the suit. His soul, basically, to get Ed his arm so Ed could finish the battle. And the one thing that I absolutely love, and every time that I watch it, because I rewatch it so many times, I pick up on newer things. And one of the things that really was just the attention of when Ed gets his arm back, it's like fast paced, you know, because he's distraught. Like, his brother just vanished. And he's like, Al, what the hell did you do? Like, I gotta beat this guy, now I gotta come find you. But it moves so fast that the first couple times that I watched it, I really did not pick up on the fact that Ed's arm that he gets back is skinny, 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 obviously from the years of being in the limbo place where it was the gateway, and his nails are really, really long, and it's just like it's crazy in comparison to his other arm that he has built up. Nails are trimmed, and I just thought that was such an amazing detail that they have done in that scene. And then once I do that, then I watch the next part of the episode where he gets him back, and then I fast forward then to the last episode, and I watch the end with why can't I, poor girl, I could never say her name, Winry and Ed, and they're like, I'll give you half of my life for half of your life, and they're like, wait a minute, da, da, da. But yeah, so those are the scenes that I always rewatch, which leads me to my final question, because I'm gonna let y'all go soon, I promise. But do you guys have then an anime scene that you are always rewatching, that you will just put on? And maybe it's not anime. If you don't have an anime, do you have like a TV show scene that you always put on? Because sometimes those fights, those final scenes, like they just stay with you, and you just like can't let them know. Key, let me know. Tell me I'm ready. I'm gonna need like to start doing like loading music when I wait. I also think too, because I think the video is delayed, and like I guess it has that delay on YouTube, so I'll see the response, and like you're seeing what I'm saying a little bit delayed, but I'm ready to know what these scenes are, as my nose always starts running when I'm on camera. Story of my life. Pikachu. Yes, that is such a good episode. Ugh, there's such a good. That is a really good episode. I have seen that scene more than once. Absolutely. I don't know. Does anybody else do this? When a scene is really good, like you rewind it immediately. Like you don't even like let it sit. Like you immediately have to go back and process again what just happened. I'm trying to think of the last anime, because it was recently. It was My Hero. Speaking of My Hero, it was My Hero. Those last couple episodes, the one with Bakugo and this was like the first core of the last season of season 6. But with Bakugo and Deku, man, I rewatched that all the time. Like I had to keep going back. Like I played it like 3 or 4 times before I let the episode end, because I wasn't at, and that's the end of the episode. And I literally was like, I cannot let this go. Like I need to see it all. Run it back. Kirishima and Mino. Another bang. Listen, My Hero sets up some really good ships. Like they're so good. The equivalent exchange scene, absolutely. Hell yes. Such a good scene. There's sometimes them confession scenes, they're hit or miss, because sometimes I'd be cringing because I get secondhand embarrassment. Even if it's cute, I'll be getting secondhand embarrassment sometimes. But that scene is just so well written. Let me see. Since I have the manga here, what does it look like in the manga? Imagine like that was like an anime only scene, and this is how I found out. Let's see. We're getting there. Oh, they have the pictures. So a lot of people don't know this, but at the end of Full Metal Alchemist, they in the credits they have these pictures, and I have this one. No, I'm lying. I can't do my fingers right. This one. I have this one as one of my work wallpapers. That is so cute. Hold on. I feel like, is my memory playing me? I feel like this wasn't in the anime. Hold on. Girl, where's this confession scene? Why wasn't this in the anime? Hold on, now I'm ruining my own life. Or maybe there's some. I can't. Am I just missing this? Like, where is this scene? Oh, there you go. Hold on. Did they do? Hold on. Now my life has changed. Hawkeye and Mustang. Oh my God, they're so cute. Oh, you know what's funny? I've not seen Cowboy Bebop. I know I need to watch it. I know that's one that is like right up my alley with how it is. And you know it's crazy? Like, for as long as Cowboy Bebop has been out and how many clips of it I have seen, I cannot tell you what that anime is about. Literally cannot. I don't know anything. I know what the characters look like, and that's about it. But hold on, because I'm about to have a heart attack right now. Unless I just have really bad memory of this one, of how this one scene plays out. And then I'm done. And then what am I doing? Like, I'm like trying to look it up, and I literally have it up on my Crunchyroll. Let me just make sure my sound is down. Nope. Where is this? They look so good when they're all older. Okay, we're gonna confirm. I don't want to say anything until this. This is moving so slow. Why has the scene felt so slow? Okay, never mind, guys. False alarm. I didn't remember who said what at the end scene of Ed and Winry's confession, and I was like, for some reason I thought Winry had started it off, but it was Ed, and that's how it is on the manga too. And I was like, don't tell me they changed this for the anime. They did not. But they look so cute. I just cannot. Maybe I need to stop playing and read this. That's another thing about me, and this is the last thing I'll say because I'm literally about to get off the stream. But even though I have not read all the manga to the animes that I have that are currently airing, for example, like Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan, if there's something that I'm questioning in the anime, like, or I wanted to see how the manga does it, I will go and just go and look at that one chapter, not read ahead, not read before, but I'll be like, how did this look in the manga? And I will like pull it out just like I did right now and check out what it looks like in the manga. And then I'm like, okay, I'll continue. But when I'm telling you, like, although I need to catch up on AOT, I'm waiting for AOT to be done. I'm waiting on Demon Slayer because I cannot wait to read the manga. I know with Attack on Titan, what I was going to do was I was going to start it and then catch up to where it's currently airing. But it's a lot emotionally. I don't think I can handle that right now. Cowboy Bebop is an acquired taste. You know, I have heard people say that too. And I don't know. I do like things that are acquired taste, but again, it just maybe hasn't been my season to watch Cowboy Bebop because I have tried. And then people are like, watch it dubbed. I heard the dub is really good, but I don't know. But I'm going to wrap it up. Wrap it up. And so I can go finish my wine. Not my wine. My cranberry tequila, which is one of my go-to drinks, by the way, if I'm out in the club Like, I go to clubs. If I'm out at a bar, I will always go and tequila crayon with lime and salt is always my go-to. Tequila is just my go-to. I'm gonna get a margarita, but if the margaritas ain't hitting, I'm gonna get tequila cranberry. And there's a drink. Key, do they have this where you're at? I went to like Memphis and where you are not close. But there's this drink up here called the trash can. And basically, the best way to describe it is a Long Island with blue curacao and a Red Bull. And they mix it all up and then they put the Red Bull in it. And it's really good. It's one of my favorite drinks. And if I go to the bars around here, I just need 2 of those and I am set for the evening. But I don't know if it's just a PA thing, because I have never gone anywhere else and they known what I was talking about. So I have, like, I've never gotten it else. So I went to Memphis and they're like, girl, what are you talking about? So that's just a little fun fact about me that has absolutely nothing in relation to the stream. But I'm about to head on out. I will post a new date for the next stream where we will absolutely I'll be getting into the mess of Something's Wrong with Us and spilling the tea. This weekend, I'm going to play a lot of Tears of the Kingdom because I don't have any plans. And I will, I will get my Tears of the Kingdom out of my system this weekend because I'm so behind. I'm behind on Demon Slayer. I've been watching Demon Slayer so religiously. I'm behind on everything. But it's going to release me from this chokehold. But thank you guys. Key, I love you too. This was so much fun. Thanks for rocking with me when I had no plan. And yeah, I will talk to you guys soon. All right.